So here we're almost done with this. It's showing 1 minute to go. Well, that's curious. Is this working? Is it recording? Is this thing on? Is it that? No. There it is. Hi, there I am. So this is Tim's backup, just almost finished. So let's get Tim back into the Zoom session. I'm going to text him here. Hey Tim, come back into the Zoom session. There, completed in 2 hours and 28 minutes. Oops. Didn't mean to switch to that screen. There we go.
Get your YouTube live feed going.
Well, actually, no, I'm not doing this on a live feed. We're recording this time, and the recording is running right now. So I actually started this recording when I saw that it was almost done doing the backup, and then I paused it, waiting for you to come into the Zoom session. So I figured I want to do this as a recording instead of live, because what we're about to do is we're about to begin the restore operation. And rather than doing another live feed afterwards, I figured what I would do is end this recording once we start the restore. And then after the restore is finished, we'll do a new recording, but I'll splice those together. So
the files have disappeared.
Yeah, so we'll wind up with that first live one that we did earlier today, and then right now we're beginning what will eventually become the second video, but as a recording instead of a live. So I'm going to switch over to show your computer here, because I've already showed it at the beginning of the video where it was just about to finish. So let's finish this backup in 2.5 hours. So I don't think this is going to take very long for us to begin the restore operation. But how about, I'm going to go ahead and click on that OK, and then click close this. We'll keep Macrium Reflect open, and we'll just go take a quick side detour to show the people on this video where that problem is. Was it the pictures folder?
I can show you if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, you drive. The pictures folder, and you're going to a particular...
There's that one that we could not get rid of.
Yeah, so go ahead and try deleting that just to document in this video what the problem is. So when you chose delete there, we get this message, item not found, could not find this item, this is no longer in such and such, verify the item's location and try again. But it is there. And notice that after the word pictures, let's see. Well, no, the folder name is edit. So let me come back down here. If I right click on edit and choose rename, we can see by the size of that highlight that there's an extra character, or appears to be an extra character after the T in the word edit. By comparison, I'll come to this other folder called feedback, right click and choose rename, and you can see there's no extra character after the K. And I think that's got something to do with it. And this is a folder that you created in your camera image editing software. And we've already got another video posted for that, so we won't go any deeper into reviewing that. But what we're going to try doing now is restore that image right away to your hard drive, and that'll probably take somewhere in the vicinity of 2.5 hours. And we'll see if that fixes the problem. So this is now, we're still on the backup tab. If we go to the restore tab, we've got an option up here, browse for an image file. Now that image is actually on this, let's see, am I right? Oh, this is your primary hard drive.
Yep.
And this is just an image of that. It's on the T drive. But this rectangle here is not really showing us the T drive the way we see it when we're on the backup tab. Because on the backup tab, create backup, we would see that the T drive is just this volume. But when we're on the restore tab, we're seeing your main primary drive and we're seeing backup images. And there could be others. Now, when we did that backup, it was going to, the name of it was, what, image name or
The name of the laptop, Dell.
Well, that's not what this is. It wasn't the name of the It wasn't the name of the laptop. It was, what did they call that? To see that, I've got to go back here to definition. Here's that definition we did. And yeah, image ID. That's what they call it, image ID. So that's why this backup file name has this weird serial number type of name. So we don't need to browse for an image because this is the image. We just can go straight to restore image. So I'm going to click on that. This section is called source and it's the T drive. So this is the content of that image file on your T drive. This is your primary hard drive. So we're going to restore this image to this drive. And these are almost identical, not quite identical. This shows 595.78 gigabytes. This shows 608.56 gigabytes. So somehow, since that backup was performed, you've got another 6 for 12. Another 12 gigabytes has been added.
That's odd.
Where did that come from? That's quite a lot. Oh, hey, I got an idea.
Yeah.
Maybe this 608.56 gigabytes includes stuff that did not get backed up because it was invalid. Because you said one of those folders that you couldn't delete actually had data in it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And, and they were raw files that were converted to JPEGs. But I never did delete them. I forgot about it.
All right. Well, were they even deletable?
Yeah, you can delete those files, but you can't delete the folder.
All right. Well, that's going to be interesting to see if this successfully restores those files that were contained in a folder that you can't delete because the computer says it's not there. Okay.
Don't you love Windows?
Yeah. Why do we do this work? All right, so here's the image that we're going to restore. We're going to restore it to here. Hey, I was thinking of something else. You know, we were talking about what is this? You know when you start at the computer and you choose to boot from a different drive? You could choose to boot from a different drive or safe mode or something like that. I think that area is what makes this available, that this does actually boot up before this.
And Dell also puts their own thing in there too for a factory reset, so that might be that number 2.
That could be, but I've seen that as a separate partition, I thought, but I'm not certain on that. So anyway, there's other mysterious things that we're not trying to figure out or know all the time. All right.
You got the mouse over it now. I was just getting ready to point that out to you.
Yeah, the difference in size here. 572, 588.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. Okay, now if I click next at this point, it's going to copy these partitions to here. If we want to see it before clicking next, we alternatively can do this. So when I click on this, that's going to copy all of this down to here. And it hasn't actually made any changes yet. It's just we're configuring the restore operation we're about to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
I'm thinking something else. Maybe some of those files were compressed and it uncompressed them and made it bigger.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Not going to worry about it now. But now you see, after I did that, after I clicked on that copy selected partitions, now these numbers match exactly.
Oh. Huh.
Okay? Because it copied the proposed or the backed up partitions to the layout on your hard drive. It hasn't actually done it yet. We have to go ahead and go on to the next step. But one of the reasons why it does this is you could click on restored partition properties and make some changes. So you can actually, for instance, make a change to how big some of those partitions are once they're restored.
Well, that's better than the software I used to use.
Yeah, so this underline here, when I clicked on restored partitions, it went in to show us this one. If we click on this one, so there's an underline there, and click on restored partition properties, it allows us to manipulate that partition. So there's some various things that you can do in there. That's not of interest to us this time. And then next is we'll click on the next button. And this is showing us what's about to happen. Operation 1 of 4 is that first partition. Operation 2 is that second partition, and so on. And then again, we have an advanced options, which is different choices than what we saw on the backup. But also here, I've never altered things in here. And you're not using an SSD, so the setting of this SSD trim is irrelevant. And then click Finish, and it'll be off to the races.
And we'll wait another 2.5 hours.
Oh, yeah, actually, we're not quite ready to wait yet. This Build Rescue Media Boot menu. This restore must be completed in Windows PE Rescue environment. Do you want to build rescue media and add a boot menu now to automatically restore? So what this is going to do, I'm trying to remember, PE stands for pre-environment, oh no, I'm not remembering the name of it, but it's a kind of a scaled down or minimal Windows environment where things can happen. Because think about this, we're trying to restore that image to your current boot drive, which we are currently booted on, and this program is running. So it can't do that. And this is where in the past you've had to remove a drive physically from a computer and connect it to another computer in order to do these kind of manipulations.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, this is really cool what we're about to do, and I have been able to do this fully remote with nobody on the other side, with client computers where I'm set up that I can connect remotely without anybody there. I can divide their main partition into two partitions, and one partition is going to be the backup media. So I can
on the same hard drive?
On the same hard drive.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I can download and install the backup software, and just from in Windows itself, I split the hard drive into a separate partition so that there's a backup partition. So then I can install the Macrium Reflect, perform an image backup to that second partition, and then do what we're doing here. And when the computer reboots, it automatically starts restoring the image file that I told it to. When it finishes that, it reboots again to the restored image on the C partition. And since my remote access software allows me to connect unattended, I can go ahead and connect again to that computer after it has restored an image. Yeah, that's cool.
That's really cool, but we're going from external hard drive.
Yeah, so we don't need to split your primary hard drive in a partition.
I don't even think I had enough room on the internal hard drive to do that.
Yeah, I don't think so. Build Rescue Media Boot menu, so we'll click yes to that. And it's going to build an alternative boot menu. So I'm not going to be able to show this in the recording. I can do it when a computer's in my lab here. But if you watch it, you're going to see the computer restart and get to a boot menu where you can select which boot drive you want to boot to. Well, you don't touch anything. It will automatically select the Windows PE partition or boot drive, and it'll boot to that. It'll launch. You'll be able to see Macrium Reflect launch, and you'll see it automatically begin the restore operation. When it finishes the restore operation, it will restart and boot into the restored partition. So yeah.
Well, just leave it alone.
Yep, you're just along for the ride to watch. And I'm going to stay with it in this video for a little while here because I don't think this takes very long. And when it goes to reboot into the Windows PE environment, I'll put the video on pause because I'll lose my connection at that point. So mounting WIM, Windows image. Yeah, I'm not sure I don't remember what that acronym stands for. And that's this progress. And then over here for the overall progress, I think that's referring to the entire restore, which I don't think we're going to see that growing at all because it's not actually restoring the image yet. It's got to reboot first. Let's see, does this tell us? Checking and building PE Rescue Media, Windows RE, Rescue Environment. That's RE, PE, Production Environment or Pre-installation Environment, something like that. Copy drivers from host, setting environment, creating staging area, mounting WIM. We got a little progress spinning circle of dots, and then adding Wi-Fi support. So why do we care about Wi-Fi support during that?
Connected to the internet to Wi-Fi, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but during restoring that image, I don't see that it needs any internet connection.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
I've never heard of Wi-Fi support.
Well, since it's restarting into this Windows rescue environment, it's not going to have all the drivers that you would normally have installed.
You'll have to reach out there and grab them on its own.
Yeah, but it doesn't really need them. It doesn't need them all. So I'm kind of surprised to see that it would be adding Wi-Fi support, but it might be that processor, that WIM build, is available for other purposes other than this restore operation. That's believable. So like I say, it seems to me that this doesn't take very long, but I never really paid that much attention to it.
This stupid keyboard. Something else over here acting goofy on me.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead. I'm going to... what am I going to do? I really don't know how long that's going to take. Usually at this point, I walk away. I don't watch it. So let's go ahead and put the video on pause, and we'll come back to it later, and we'll hang up the Zoom session. All right, so we're pausing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so here I just put the record on again. We got some other things here: extracting files, copying files from host, adding packages, adding SRT, setting scratch space, adding legacy SMB support, committing WIM. So there's a lot of things that was involved in creating that WIM build. Now, I think it's going to restart, and I might not even realize that it's restarted because the image just might stay frozen on my screen that I currently have. Here's a committing WIM, and that percentage...
What is dismount failed?
Dismount failed, where do you see? Oh, up here. Oh yeah, dismount failed, that's how Macrium Reflect discovered that it needs to do this boot option method. It tried to dismount the C drive so that it could restore the image to the C drive. But that dismount failed because we're actually booted on the C drive, and Macrium Reflect was launched from the C drive. So that's how Macrium Reflect realized that it needs to use this PE Rescue Media method.
Oh, in a different partition.
Yeah, I'm assuming a RAM drive. RAM drive taking a portion of the computer's memory and treating it as
a... Oh, yeah. That fan's spinning. It's putting off some heat, so it's using a lot of RAM.
Ah. You're feeling heat from your laptop? Here we go. Watch this. I think...
Automatic.
Does this have a countdown? The following drive is in use. Restore cannot continue. This volume number is different than this backup ID. Yeah. Automatic boot. Automatically boot into Windows PE. This option is only available if you have enabled the Windows Boot menu option in Macrium Reflect. Now, when I first did this procedure, I said, no, I didn't do that. But yes, we did do that by virtue of letting it go through all of this. Going through all of this did enable the Windows Boot menu option. So we never went up here into the menu options to make that choice. Select Run from Windows PE to automatically run this restore the next time Windows PE starts. So this is one more click that has to happen. I'm glad I caught this on video.
Cool.
So when I click on this, that's what should cause the computer to restart. And once you tell us that it has restarted, then that's when we'll pause the video. One more button.
You'll lose log me in connection too.
That's right. I'll lose the log me in connection. I'm not going to lose the Zoom because you're using a different device for Zoom. So click restart now to restart your PC. Continue running the restore process. If you have enabled the Windows PE boot menu, then this will happen automatically. So after this button, it should all be automatic. There I see restarting on a blue screen and spinning dots. The dots have frozen for me.
They're still spinning. So
still spinning for you.
Maybe.
Yeah, I've lost my connection now. You still see the dots spinning. I don't.
Spinning.
So my connection is lost, and my connection just closed off of my screen. And then if I go look at, yeah, I just heard a blurp sound, which was a disconnect. Your computer on my Log Me and Rescue still shows as active for 3 hours and 18 minutes.
Black screen.
You got a black screen? Okay, so my...
Got the Dell reboot. Got the Dell. It's doing its normal thing.
Yeah, now I've got a reconnecting message, and that will never reconnect, even after the restore is done.
It's loading files, which I'm used to seeing from doing a rescue.
Yeah.
Back to the Dell, black screen.
And you should see a boot menu where you've seen before that you could choose an alternate boot drive.
Macrium Reflect.
And a countdown timer?
Don't see that. It's loading drivers and stuff.
Okay.
But it's like it's in safe mode.
Yep, that's what it appears like, safe mode. So this is gonna...
It's loading network. Just gotta analyze and there it goes.
You're on Zoom with your phone. Can you turn your phone around to show the screen?
Audit, what's going on? Whoa.
Sure.
I don't know how good you can see that.
Yeah, we can see it good enough. We can tell that you're in Macrium Reflect and it is performing the restore. Just point a little bit to the left.
To my left?
Yeah, your left. Because we can't see the left edge of that screen.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good enough. We can tell it, so we can recognize it as the Macrium Reflect, and it's actually performing the restore operation. So let's go ahead and pause the video, and then we'll come back and show what happens after it restarts. When it finishes that restore, it will automatically restart and go to your Windows desktop or your login screen if you have a password that you need to put in. Okay, here we go. Pausing. 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. So now we're back to it, and the restore operation has finished. So Tim, how long did that take? Did you pay attention?
It seemed like it didn't take long. I think we started right before my alarm on my watch went off, which I have set for 5:30 every day because I like to go watch the news.
All right. So it's now 7:40.
I got one of those stupid smartwatches that gives me alerts like you do.
Yeah, that was a good choice, right? Well, so let's come over and bring your computer up on screen here. So it's 7:45 now, and of course anybody watching this video can just look at the times and know what happened. So the restore operation finished, and the computer restarted and got to this Windows desktop. Now, really the only reason why we were coming back here is because we want to know, did this fix the problem? And that's really irrelevant to the process of how to do a backup and restore. So let's go take a look. So we'll go here to Windows Explorer, and why don't I let you drive to go get us to that folder that you couldn't delete and see if this solved the problems.
Wow.
Oh, that just the T drive that just has your backup. So it's...
Yeah, that's different. Pictures. I don't want to look at that view. Details. There we go.
And I see an edit folder there.
There's that edit. Empty folder.
Yeah, and it's empty folder. Okay, go ahead and try to delete it.
Oh, wait a minute. Does it give me that option?
What?
Neat.
No. Put your mouse arrow right on the word edit. That shouldn't make a difference. And then right click. Oh, it did. Okay, well, you were kind of off to the right. And nope, no longer there. So it actually backed it up and restored it and still cannot delete it. So that did not.
We tried.
That did not solve the problem. Oh my gosh. You know, I was saying, I hadn't mentioned before, but this technique of making an image back up and then restoring it, there's another purpose that I have successfully used that for, is with a computer that will not boot. It won't start up Windows.
I've done that before too.
Yeah. So what I've done, now in that case you have to boot to a USB drive of some sort or take the drive out of that computer. But I have been able to back up that C drive to an external media and then restore it to the same drive and get the computer to boot. Now, I think one of the variations, and since I don't have the video of this, I wasn't doing videos back in that day, I think there are a few variations on it, because when a computer won't boot up, we were looking at that FAT32 partition. And we were saying, well, that one has to boot before the C drive does. So if the problem is actually there, then we could perhaps fix that by restoring only the C partition to a completely blank, empty drive, because I think Windows 10 might automatically create that little partition at the beginning. I'm not certain about that. But another option would be to do a fresh install of Windows 10 on a fresh drive and then restore just the C partition from your drive that's not bootable.
And something else you talked about a long time ago, we didn't have big hard drives. Nothing went over 500 gigabytes. Is that the correct word?
Back in the past, sure.
Yeah, and it was, what is it, MRT? Refresh my memory here. And now it's GR something, and they were hard to install or get started.
I'm not recognizing those acronyms. Try that again.
The format, they redid the format on the terabyte hard drives, where it's not I can't remember.
Oh, yes, MBR.
MBR, now it's GRT or something.
Yeah, MBR, Master Boot Record, and GPT.
Yeah.
I think is the current one. Yeah, so that was a difference. And then there's also a couple other there's a setting in CMOS that if you change that on a drive that's already formatted under the other setting, it will no longer be bootable. And at some points I can remember those acronyms. At the moment I'm drawing a blank. AHCI. Oh, some people watching this video are laughing at me for not picking out these acronyms.
They're laughing at both of us.
Yeah, right.
We're laughing at ourselves.
We've seen several different transitions as we've been working with these. Okay, so we are. I think we're done with this series of videos, and we can safely call this a failure.
Yeah, you gave it a good try. I already tried it months ago.
Yeah, I'm still pretty sure there's probably some form of utility program that will get rid of that, and I'm still hopeful that somebody might stumble upon this video that we made, you and I, regarding this problem that showed how it seemed to be created by that photo editing software.
I don't think it was the software. We talked about that in the previous video. I think it was because I was bored and went and did other work, and the RAM got crashed and got confused and added that extra space or whatever I typed in. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Last night I didn't do anything, and it runs perfect.
Yeah, but we don't know what variation it was that caused that problem in the beginning, and it could be something about the way you were doing it and leaving it sit on a screen for a long time.
I don't know.
Now, if that's the case, if you're right on your speculation, then I would say nobody else using that software is going to come along and say, yeah, I had that same thing happen.
And I'm a part of the Canon community, and nobody's asked that question yet, and I stuck it out there in that area.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. Nobody's responded. You might want to tell your viewers what RAM stands for,
Well,
and how that works.
Random access memory. I think I lost why that's significant to you in this issue.
Well, when I do a batch process, it uses up all that RAM. It maxes it out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You were saying that it's maxing out the RAM memory on your computer. Are you seeing 100% CPU utilization? Or are you seeing 100% RAM utilization? What are you seeing?
100% RAM.
RAM. Okay, so yeah, that sounds like a possible situation where if somehow the content of the RAM memory as it's processing something, it gets corrupted or damaged, might do some kind of anomalous thing. At one point you said that you thought you had 32 gigabytes of RAM, and then you amended that later.
I'm sorry. I discovered last night it was only 16 because I had this special built for 32 gigs, and they screwed me out of half of it. Yeah, if you go up to PC and My Properties, it tells you right there there's only 16 gigs. You're already navigating. Yeah, right there it's only 16.
Yeah. Now, I have seen laptops where somebody actually installs 32 gigabytes, but the laptop is only actually able to access 16 gigabytes. So you could physically have 32 gigabytes in there.
True. It depends on the motherboard.
Right. Motherboard and BIOS.
And some laptops don't like this one has 1 terabyte. I'm wanting to put 3 terabyte on it.
Wait. Stop. Oh, no. All right. You were talking along, and I was realizing that I wasn't hearing you through my headset. I was hearing you through my speakers.
Oh, don't want to do that again.
No, we just gave people a bunch of echoing. All of that talking you did. You want to repeat everything you said?
About the RAM?
No, I don't mean that. Don't repeat everything you said. They'll figure it out. I'll make mistakes here and there. I've already made mistakes here and there with these videos, so sorry about that. It's the way it is. But anyway, I think we're back to the point that we are finished here.
Yeah. I hope your viewers like this, and we both had a little challenge too.
Yeah. So hey, hit me up anytime you got some interesting thing for us to explore. I think these are exploring topics, even if we fail in the objective, is just fine. It's a learning experience for everybody. And maybe somebody else will come up with a suggestion, because you still have these folders that can't be deleted. So even if it's not somebody from the Canon world, somebody else may pop up with the perfect utility to remove those empty folders.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a likely thing.
And every once in a while, I get some customers that I'd send them to you because I'm too busy.
All right. Well, yeah, of course, particularly I think because you know that if they'll come on to Zoom and let me connect to their computer and make a video out of it, that's free.
Yeah, I enjoyed helping you out too with this.
All right. So let's say goodnight. I'll see you another time when I see you again.
All right.
Thank you, Tim.
Sure.
All right. Bye. Okay. We're offline there, and I'm going to end the remote connection to Tim's computer. And if you would like to reach out to me for assistance with your computer, whatever it may be, send an email to me, DougBetts@LiveWindowsTraining.com. Give me an idea in the body of the email what you'd like to have help with, and we'll put it together. So I hope this video was useful, helpful, maybe entertaining. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.